Hello everyone, we're going to be exploring chalk pastel technique today, as you see here. So I'm just going to be using a sulfite paper, which is just a medium weight paper. And I'm not using a chalk pastel paper because this is just a study that we're doing real quickly. And so I am laying it out. So I'm going to have 3 boxes about as big as my palm. I'm going to label them blending, scumbling, and cross-hatching. And then inside of those boxes, I'm going to draw some light circles. They don't need to be perfect, they're just in there to give me a guide. I also have a moist paper towel to clean my fingers and a plate of pastels. I've got a main color, a dark color, and a light color. And then I've also got a neutral color. So at the top of my page, I'm writing tip and I'm writing side, and I'm taking my main color pastel, I've chosen turquoise today, and I'm using the tip of the pastel to draw lines and the side of the pastel, because those are the 2 ends we use. So then I'm going to go into my blending technique, and I'm going to be putting the pastel on, blending it with my finger. Then I'll take my light color, I've chose white, and I've put that on the left side because that's where the sun is coming down and hitting the sphere. So that's where the light is, and then the dark is on the other side. There we go. I'm using a dark blue for that. You could use black or a dark green. Then I'm going to fill in my negative space with my neutral pastel. And you could have used gray or a different brown or maybe an off-white. Then I'm going to blend that background in with my finger, and I like to change fingers as I go just to keep my colors pure. Then I'll put the shadow cast by the light against the ball on the right side, and that is how we do blending. With my blending, I've acquired a lot of dust on my paper, and my instinct is to blow it, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to grab a trash can and take my paper, and I'm just going to wiggle it above the trash can so that the dust goes in the trash, not the air. Now I'm going to practice my scumbling. So for scumbling, I'm going in circles, or I'm doing a geometric scumble like we practiced on our value scale sheet. And then I'm doing the same thing. I'm going to scumble around the top for the light. I'm going to scumble around the bottom right for the shade. Scumble in the background for that area. And this whole time, my fingers are staying off of the chalk. I'm not blending it with my finger. I'm just letting the chalk blend itself together through overlapping. So you can see here I'm adding a little more dark blue, and then I look at it and I think to myself, well, I think I need a more light blue. So that is how you do scumbling. Now for the last technique, cross-hatching. I'm going to start by making lines on my ball, and then I'm going to cross them to create the crosshatch effect. I've got little peepholes of paper, and that's okay. Then I'm going to take my white crosshatch on the upper left, take my dark blue crosshatch on the lower right, crosshatch in the background. This time I'm using more of a vertical horizontal crosshatch as opposed to a contour crosshatch going in the direction of the sphere. Then I'm going to crosshatch on the shadow, again not putting my fingers in it because I'm just letting the colors do their thing through marking and overlapping. You can see here I'm overlapping some more white. So now that I'm done, I could use a workable fixative which helps the chalk stay on the paper, but since this is just a practice, I'm really not going to worry about that. We'll do that for our main piece. So I'm shaking off my dust in the trash, and there we go, chalk pastel technique all done. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to Middle School Art Mania and be a maniac.